So let's clarify, it's for sure Saul Murray.
Saul Murray.
Saul Murray. There is a black jacket with a fur hood hanging up in a wardrobe.
Police have arrested a second suspect for the honeytrap murder of Saul Murray.
Temidayo, she's not really known to the police. We don't really know too much about her.
Do you understand why you've been arrested?
I'm trying to make sense of everything.
She is a Coventry University student. Awe hasn't got any previous arrests, so she's got no previous convictions. Identifying her is attributed to that phone that Dhillon's been in contact with, and getting her picture, we can now see that she's quite clearly the second female that enters Saul Murray's address with Dhillon.
Yeah.
So we believe this is her on the CCTV. And she's wearing a coat here with a logo on the left arm.
What is this lady's involvement? She looks like she's got a future planned out. She's going to university, she's in her third year as well, so she's not, you know, just dropped out. She's clearly committed.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
That honestly, I am traumatised that I'm here, that I'm linked to any type of murder.
Yeah.
I don't know the poor soul, and I'm very gutted that he's dead. Honestly, I didn't murder him. I didn't harm him in any type of way. I'm honestly just an undergraduate student. I just wanted to get my degree.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that now.
Okay.
So that's all I want to say.
Okay.
There's potential that she's vulnerable herself, and that interview is an opportunity for her to show that. But I'm not convinced it's well within her interests to lie. The stakes are high for her, aren't they? They're massive. If she's convicted of murder, she goes to prison for a large chunk of her life. Sadly, lots of people lie to me. Lots of people lie to the police, and lots of people try and purport to be somebody that they're not.
We have some stills from the CCTV that was taken from the location of the actual murder. Right, female one. Right, that's Surpreet. We're saying female two is you. Do you agree?
No comment.
Is that you?
No comment.
Because it looks like you.
No comment.
We actually have that coat that we seized from your home address. That's your coat, isn't it? That's what you had on. You come out of the building at 02:27. You come out and you stand outside, and we can see that your phone starts flashing like you're taking pictures. What are you taking pictures of?
No comment.
Were you not taking pictures, or were you just shining a light on your phone?
No comment.
Were you trying to alert others to where you were?
No comment.
Trying to guide them in?
No comment.
That's what you were doing, weren't you?
No comment.
You re-enter on your own, and then the males follow you. So basically you're showing them where to come. Did you set Saul up
No comment.
to be murdered?
No comment.
Who was it who actually did the deed?
No comment.
This is all just not a coincidence. Your phone's there, Surpreet's is there. That's not a coincidence. So why were you there?
No comment.
It's not looking great, is it?
No comment.
With evidence suggesting that they've drugged their male victims, a toxicology examination is ordered to test specifically for the presence of date rape drugs in the victim's body.
GHB was detected in the blood at a concentration of 46 milligrams per litre, and in the urine at a concentration of 70 milligrams per litre.
It doesn't say specifically like timings and stuff.
The high level detected in the urine relative to the blood supports active use sometime before Mr. Murray died. Consequently, Mr. Murray could have been experienced some effects of GHB shortly before he died. GHB has potent anaesthetic and hypnotic properties. It is also abused and has been promoted for bodybuilding, weight loss, and as a sexual enhancer. It's quite prolific for date rapes and things, isn't it? Because it doesn't stay in your system that long, and it's quite hard to detect. The fact that Saul had GHB in his system, and we think that these girls have drugged him in order to rob him. So the fact we've actually got that in evidence is damning.
Yeah.
So as you know, the officers have been to Crown Prosecution Service to present their case and to get charge and decision. That has come through, and the CPS have authorised a charge of murder against you. Okay? I know it's a lot to take in. Do appreciate that. How are you feeling? You want to sit down? Yeah, take you back to your cell. All right, thank you.
Okay, good day everyone. You are welcome to Cetro's Vlog channel today, and we are starting a story that is a very painful one. And I came across this story and I decided that we should talk about this tonight, especially based on the fact that some of numerous families are moving their families out of the continent of Africa into numerous places that they believe that the land is greener. We can only hope that the children we are bringing up tend to live according to value for life purpose and pay attention to what level of training has been handed over to them. The story of Temidayo Awe is a very pathetic story in the sense that while she was going through the trial period, she openly admitted the fact that she has let her parent down. But the question is, if she can recognize the fact that her parents were guiding her on the right path, why would she forget all the culture that has been almost transmitted into her by virtue of training, exposure, guidance? Because she even sounded, based on the information we had about her, she must be privileged to have left the continent of Africa to be studying abroad. She would have stayed focused, but maybe a little greed, maybe a little, reliance on friends, a little bit of forgetting about the home that she's come from. And that's what we say here in Africa. We always tell our children, remember the home that you are coming from. And painfully enough, she happens to be a child from one of the most cultured Nigerian Nigerian tribe called the Yoruba people. These are people that are very, very, very careful about their father's name. But what we sought in this video was different. Starting up with the video with how the police got into our apartment, one would never believe that this young chap will have this mindset of her own, to the extent that she was, even the video was putting her away there as the master, the masterminder behind the access giving. That's what I can just call her. She might not particularly plan that the man the 33-year-old man will die, but what will you be doing at the wrong place with the wrong people? And you are the go-between, linking the people that will want to try to come over to steal from a fellow human like you. A little bit of greed, a little bit of forgetting the home that you have come from, then a little bit of what grammar will I use for it now? Because she looks innocent, but her ways were crooked. This is a very painful one, to see that a child that has been, to an extent, properly brought up like this would end up spending 7 years of her life behind bars. And coming to that, over here in Africa, 7 years in behind bar for the murder of someone. I'm sure if you send journalists into the streets of Africa, they'll be like, who does that? Because over here in Africa, I'm sure, especially in Nigeria, murder case, there is nobody that is going to be talking about 7 years, because 7 years is like giving 7 weeks to somebody that killed a cow, a treasure cow. Just painful enough. But nonetheless, 7 years of a beautiful life is something that might never be recovered. Might never be recovered. When I mean might never be recovered, she might lost it. But I pray that she find her way back to a reasonable life and hopefully get reinstated back to the society and make her way pure. Now, apart from that, it also shows the danger of the social media platform. A lot of us that are filled with flaunting our affluence. I see a lot of people flaunting cash, dollar bills, and the likes. Most of the time, what you are seeing on social media, that is social media, is typical lies. It's just ephemeral display. Let me call it that. It's typical lie. Look at Murray, what Murray did to himself, a 33-year-old family man with lots of children, flaunting fake wristwatch that attracted these 2 or 4, I don't know how to classify them, strange human beings into his life. But and it's so pathetic that it was even the female that orchestrated this to get at a man that decided to, just flaunt what was fake on social media. And that is to tell us a little bit of something, that we should always be careful about how much of affluence we display on the social media, because a lot of persons are not actually thinking the way you are. Just as the same way that when you are driving, always have it at the back of your mind that you are the only mentally okay person. The other person might be an idiot that just had opportunity to a car. And so the game of life on social media, don't display unwanted affluence. Be normal, be careful, because a lot of people are having psychological problems, and I just pray that they don't find their way into your life. Okay, to make it just a rant by myself, I think I have Madam Nubimi here. Nubimi, what's your take on this?
Yes, brother. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. We're
very well. I can hear you very well.
We're out and about in our Butte County, California. But you're right. It's a lot of Insta scam. I like to call Instagram Insta scam, Facebook facade book. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So again, like the scripture says, like ones would be lovers of sex. You know what I mean? Heart will grow wax, self-worship, self-love, self-grandizing. Yeah, I think that this, this is a, 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 this this is this is a great technology to use for us and our people and all of us to work together and do the creative will, regardless of what, because all this technology was made for us. Let's be real, so that we can get together. But other people are abusing it and using it. But here, let me let you say hi to your family. Say hi in Northern Cali.
Hi.
Citrus family.
Wow.
Our Citrus youth and students and volunteers. But I love what you're saying, Bear. You know, we just went to a family, a multicultural Jamaican family party that a beautiful Nigerian woman who's a teacher who actually who was actually my daughter's special needs teacher. And I never really knew this lady. I would just come in real quick and drop my daughter off to school. And I never really felt safe. Special needs programs, you know, the school system's so wicked. And, but I went to this party, and you know how community gets together. And the lady, she had a Nigerian accent, and she said, "Hello there, Jedediah." And I'm like, "Who's this lady?" Basically, she helped raise my daughter all these years. But you know, this Nigerian teacher has a heart for special needs children. She's looking forward to connecting with those foundations. She's from Nigeria. She's Igbo.
Wow.
She's in Northern California. She's her daughter just graduated from high school, is in pre-med. This Nigerian woman is beautiful. The crazy thing is, there were a couple of times before I did homeschool that my daughter would see her more than she saw me. But you know, in meeting this teacher today, I could even see, I was like, wow, my daughter even looks like you. She's like, she does. Because of the influence that African teacher had in her life back in the special needs. And my daughter was not safe in the program. And I did tell the teacher how I felt. And she was like, wow. But it was just wonderful being here with my family who are Jamaican, European, African. They know. It's a group of my European friends who know, like Jim, who know the system's not right. And they do their best for social justice and use their power and platform. You know, they're farmers. Look at it here. He's coming from
Wow, what's this? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Whoa. Oh, so sorry over there. Nubimi, kindly join back. We lost you there. We couldn't hear from you again. So you can see how life is. We are just talking about a Nigerian youth that committed a crime somewhere in the United Kingdom. Now she's talking about another Nigerian that is doing good and making the continent and the country proud over there in the United States. We should always have it at the back of our mind that whatever we do, either at home or abroad, it has a lasting impact. So please, let's be careful of our dealings within Africa and outside Africa, because it might affect the way others see us. So, Madam Nubimi, you are back.
Yes, brother. I love it. I'm just listening in. I thank you for letting me hear. I'm just listening in, you know, but much love. Let's keep on doing the works. And thank you for all your input on helping us navigate and rebuild the relationship between the African diaspora and our brothers and sisters at home on the continent.
Wow. I was even just talking about the positive impact you are talking about. This our beautiful Igbo sister from Nigeria in the United States, how she has positively impacted the life of your daughter as a public servant, a teacher. Now, and I'm just opposing it with this negative report we are getting from this African youth that is supposed to be a youth to bring out the glory of Africans in diaspora, but she has let us down. I'm so glad that you are coming with a different story of another person lighting the candle of Africa positively in the world out there. So happy
And
to
she
see.
wants to bring that special needs education to the Cetros Foundation.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa! You don't mean it? That's a
Her name is
great news.
Elizabeth.
Wow! Wow! That's nice. So when are we get? Okay, I think we'll be getting more info from you.
Oh,
on
yes.
when
I already
when we're
told her
going
I'm going to give her your number. She's so looking forward to it. She already said,
Wow!
she was like, wow, this is why I came and did special needs in America, because I didn't,
Wow!
special needs children get ignored in my country. There's no hope. There's no help. There's no nothing. And I said, well, you got a program with the Cetros Foundation. And she said, I would
Wow!
really like that.
Wow! Wow!
And her
That's great.
daughter is going into pre-med.
Wow! Wow!
Brilliant
Wow!
Nigerian daughter here. She has
Wow!
two
Wow!
daughters.
Jesus!
Okay, I'm just happy. Miss Elizabeth, you'll see this video. I want to thank you for helping my daughter Jediah, and I thank you
Wow!
already for the Cetros Foundation, helping them out
Wow!
already.
Wow!
Phenomenal. I mean, Deo, a woman, I
Wow!
walked into the party, and I know a lot of people, I don't know everybody, but the lady said, she said, oh, hello there, Jediah. How are you, Jediah? Now, I know my daughter's a little famous because she's phenomenal, but the intimacy when she said Jediah, I was like, who is
Wow!
this woman? Did she take class with my daughter? Did she see my daughter perform? How did she know this woman? It was such a motherly, hello there, Jediah. And
My
brother,
goodness.
when I said my daughter's mannerisms, just
Hmm.
like Miss Elizabeth, I said, wow, look at her. She even acts like you. She said, she does, doesn't she? I'm like,
Wow!
wow.
Wow! Wow!
It's
This
phenomenal.
is this is what I call education, because I always hammer it anywhere I get to, that education without change in attitude, change in character, education without transformation of behavior is not education. It's just rhetorics. So I'm glad that you are seeing that emblem of charisma from the teacher that has been transplanted into the student, into the pupil. And that's why we are so glad that you are bringing up this situation, which is opposite of what we are brought up tonight. Because when I
And
saw
you
the
know,
video,
I didn't even hear what you brought up tonight because I was driving and I was trying to
whoa,
log in and I didn't even hear anything about the subject at all this evening. Nothing. I
oh,
just jumped in. I just saw some video, but I couldn't get anything in. So look at God.
the video was
Or
about
look at
this.
Yahweh. Look at Yahweh, I like to say.
The story is about this innocent looking young female that you are seeing here. You will feel that she could not hurt a fly. You will feel that she's so innocent that she will watch where she goes to, who she parties with, who she joins out, who she goes out with. But in the long run, she ended up disappointing the mom, disappointing, because I guess she's a single parented, because she never mentioned her dad. She mentioned disappointing her mom. Now she has disappointed Nigerians in diaspora. She has also disappointed Africans because she's been linked up to a murder case. There was this guy, a 33-year-old Murray by name, that went online and showcased a fake Rolex wristwatch, and they thought rather, they thought that it was an original wristwatch. So this little innocent looking girl, Temidayo Awe by name, and another accomplice by name Surpreet Dhillon, they decided to engage in a kind of what we call love scam here in Nigeria. They ended up communicating with this guy, and they bonded and traveled from one part of United Kingdom to the other to go and meet with him, not knowing that they have planned out how to rob him of his 2 Rolex wristwatches, thinking that it was original, but it was fake. At the end of the day, they drugged the guy and the guy died. So when she was captured, she was even saying that she doesn't know this, she doesn't know that. She's just there in the UK to get a degree. But at the end of the day, it was all blatant lie. She has to go for 7 years imprisonment. And I'm asking, is that how cheap sentence is being made in the UK or in the US for a case of murder? 7 years for human lives? No be me. Okay, if you can hear me, my question is, does it mean, is this just a coincidence, or that's how they just give like few number of years? Because I know that in Nigeria here in Africa, human lives will take something like life imprisonment, or even to some extent they can even give the supreme or what's it called, the ultimate sentence, life sentence, reprisal sentence. Let me just call it that way. I don't want to call it the direct name. Or they will give you like 50 years, 30 years. Some can even give several years. But I'm shocked that it's just 7 years. And when they were asking her numerous questions, she was just saying, no comment, no comment, no comment. Over here in Africa, I'm sure her police will not be that nice. No comment. There will be comment by what I don't want to say. But I believe that over there, the police are maybe better trained or just accommodating. Let me put it that way. Because over here, for you to say no comment to a police officer when they have their evidences about your involvement, you will really give out the comment either by crook or by force. Okay, Nubimi, what's your take on that? Oh, I think Nubimi I think you're muted. Okay, so my people, this is just a painful one, and I pray that every one of us, regardless of the race, anywhere we get to, we watch out, we watch on the kind of people we follow, the kind of places we go to, the kind of involvement we put ourselves into. Because if this young girl had paid attention to only her studies, if you are going out to study in whatever country of the world, I'm begging you, especially African youths out there, pay attention to what has taken you out of the continent. Represent the continent of Africa.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well. Loud
Can
and
you hear me
clear.
now?
Loud and clear.
Yes, it's a terrible statement on the life of a human being, but it also shows that the life is a black on black crime, so that they don't even value it. It actually makes it an incentive for black people to do it more. It's really a sad situation, but it's also an influence. As you can see, I'm sure she was a first generation UK and a first generation Britain. Just like a lot of times we are preyed upon, first generation children are preyed upon and almost get into, well, if you want to be cool, you got to do this. And in a way, she probably didn't know. She probably ran in some bad kids, and then they were going to put it under her. She did it. She did it, because we've been victims of that. So it's about that influence, like you were saying, and it's that remodeling. because they're trying to model pirates and thieves and robbers and everything that the UK and the US tried to get rid of during the slave trade.
Wow. I see what you have just said now. I never look at it in that light before, but you saying is because it's the life of a dark color person that was taken. That's why, probably why the sentence was not much. That's a very painful one, because when I saw 7 years, I was like, even in Africa, if you kill a dog, you won't be talking of 7 years. Talk less of a human being and what's it called? And anyway, it's a pity. Maybe she's lucky, and I hope that she finds the opportunity to rethink her life, use a period to get back on track, because she still has that innocent mindset that was making her to talk on the phone that, oh, she has disappointed her mom. So if you are an African youth out there, whichever the country you are in, please, I'll beg of you to go through this video, learn from this lesson, the lesson of this lady, so that you don't get to learn through your own mistake, because it is better to stay focused on what has gotten you out of the continent, so that you can return back to the continent with value addition, not value subtraction, because this is just going to be another way of, people talking bad about Africa, talking bad about Nigerians, and whereas we all know that a lot of Africans, a lot of Nigerians, a lot of Africans are doing positively well outside there. But it's only the strange ones, the awkward ones, that are always well overblown on the news pages of papers and the likes. So I just wish we should just learn from this and be careful. Then for parents that are running out of the continent with their children out there, you need to do a lot more and try your best. I know that you are not going to monitor your children back and forth, because children can be somehow surprising. Some of the traits that you have never even passed on to them, they can develop it, especially when they are in such society that they are too free, that they are too carefree. They have this somehow some laws that gives them the mindset of building a castle of their own outside their parents' instruction. Please, always do take care. And that's why I'm always of the opinion that I'm always a supporter of families taking their families, relocating to other continents when their children are well matured, well formed, when they have drank the water of the African value system, before they travel out. So please, it might just be one of the take-home lessons that we can have from here. So, no be me. Are you still there with us? Okay. I know that this is going to be a very short live stream. Looking at this story, I just decided to share so that we can learn a message or two. And we over here at the Citrus Foundation, we have the mindset of helping African youth. Our mission is to the youth, to help the African youth to reconnect their life back by what? Training them in numerous skills and crafts, so that they can be economically empowered to do the right thing at the right time, instead of going into the life of crime. But it's painful that an undergraduate, a university undergraduate in the UK, will still have the mindset of going to steal a Rolex, and at the end of the day, it was a fake Rolex that she went for, and just destroyed her life for nothing. And painful to see that a 33-year-old man is being seduced by a 21-year-old girl. And a lot of things are happening in this world that is just so disheartening. Not be me. Are you there? Wow. I guess.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, very well now. We can
The
hear
last
you.
thing, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
we
the
can.
last thing I can say is from Desiree, a reggae artist, Desiree. Strengthen your mind. We're living in serious times. So Nigerian youth, African youth around the world, strengthen your mind. We're living in serious times. You know, so that's what strengthen your mind. We're living in serious times. Don't forget, okay?
Whoa.
Desiree, okay? Love
Whoa.
y'all, family.
Okay. So with that, I think we're coming to the end of the show, and I told you it's going to be a very short one. But please check out what we do on our foundation, our platform, www.setros Foundation. You can just pick.org. In case you have any youth around, maybe you are from the continent of Africa or anywhere you have any of the youth that needs support in training or skill acquisition, kindly visit our foundation's website. You see sample of videos of what we have done there, or you can head over to our GoFundMe page to see lots of projects that we have engaged in. This is our GoFundMe page. See a lot of projects that we have engaged in, and if you have any youth, any African youth around you that need support in training for specific crafts, reach out to us. That's our calling. We are so happy to see transformation in the life of these youths as we look for where they are going to be trained closer to their environment, closer to their home, while we monitor their progress. And once we discover that they are indigent but diligent African youth, we step in to do what? To take them to the next level. So with that being said, please pick out time to go through what we do. And if you are convinced to support us on our foundation link, kindly go to our GoFundMe. You can support us $1 or $2, as much as you can, to support the development of youths in Africa. And if you are coming to Nigeria, we welcome you to our wonderful studio, our foundation studio, where we have been reshaping the life of youths, picking them from the streets, turning them into an emblem of societal pride. Okay, so with that being said, this is time to say good night. God bless you. Take good care of yourself. We meet same time next week, Sunday. You remember our time every Sunday is 11 p.m. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.